of the people.
Working for you, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. William.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to my Prime Minister.
Good afternoon.
So I want to read Scripture, Psalms 27 first before I can set up my other messages to you. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Who shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemy and my foe, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host shall encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war shall rise against me, in the will of my comfort. So I want to tell you, you have a heart, and a big one too. Because when you were underneath the former administration, you did exactly what you went there to do. You were the Minister of Finance. You brought back this country to what it was in the 60s, and then it was taken back from you, and then you gone down drain. They shift you all around, and it is time enough that you become the Prime Minister of this federation, and you are doing exactly what you think is best for the people in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. I'm not going to hide my name or nothing. My name is Frederick Dyer. I work at Port Zante for the Urban Development Corporation. And it's a question I'm going to ask you, sir. Is the Urban Development Corporation under the government? Because under about 7 years under the farm administration, we are being fooled that we are not under the government. And I would like to know exactly if the urban development is underneath the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, because you have the Pinnacle Mall, which is under the government. And I think someone will have to look into it and find out exactly, because the workers down there is not getting what's due to them. And I would like you to come down there when I walk in, and I can explain more to you and outline certain things, what I am seeing going on down there, which I don't like. Because right now we are in the season of the tourism, and I do not want, when tourism come, they have to turn back after we hearing about this lot of homicide. Because one too much is more than many. And I think we as citizens in this country, we have to speak out. We have to let the police them know where these ammunition coming from, because we don't have a country that make ammunitions. We have to speak to the army men them, let them know, let them go and do what they have to do, and let it be. Because right now, people are scared to walk. People are scared to walk, so I'm telling you, I walk down there 3 shifts, and many of the time I feared to come home. Sometimes I want to work a double, but I have a wife to come home to relax with, so that is why I have to do it. But I'm asking you, as you is the minister in charge of national security, is to please to look into it for me and let us know exactly where does we stand, because everybody is being fooling us, and I cannot take no more fooling from no more bodies at this present time. May the Lord be with you, and also Mr. William.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. You have made some interesting comments, and we certainly should meet and have a discussion on some of the matters that you have raised. The Urban Development Corporation has a board, and it has an existence, as it were, independent of, say, the government to one extent, in that it is a corporation. The board is ultimately responsible for it, but the board, though, reports ultimately to a minister, in this case, the Honorable Ian Patches Libert. So it's somewhat of a mixed bag. It is not intended to operate in the same way the civil service does. It has a separate existence, an entity. So it means that not everything that is done in the government pertains to that particular corporation or any other state corporation, for example, SCELEC, or any other body for which the corporation soul lies with the government. The government acts as the shareholder and intervene in special circumstances, ensure that the policies are in sync with its own expectation, etc., and then leave the management to the board to deal with these day-to-day operational and other issues. The government, though, has a watching brief, as every shareholder has, and to the extent that these entities have only one shareholder, in a manner of speaking, the corporation's soul resides with the government. The government ultimately can make necessary interventions to ensure that public policy that it wants to have abided, that those are being heeded by the directorate. So that is the situation with respect to UDC. I would want to suggest to you that you should have a word with the Honorable Ian Patches Liebert, and if there are particular issues for which you are unable to get resolution, there's nothing wrong in having a face-to-face with him. And of course, I will try my best to accommodate you with a meeting. But we would want within these corporations, people work hard, people give respect to those who are in authority. That is critically important. And they also must show respect for those who are in a reporting position to them, so that there is peace, there is harmony, and we really want to have the best performance from everybody wherever they are, whether they are in a state corporation or they're working at the front desk or some other section of the government. Everywhere the new ethos, the new thinking must be performance. Performance. Do the very best that you can, because the country requires a higher level of performance and productivity if we are to sustain the growth and positive developments.
Well, Prime Minister, we are almost out of time, but before we leave, I want you to speak a little bit to the program of activities to mark the first year anniversary of the Government of National Unity that is fast approaching, and any other comment that you will want to leave us with. It is in your hands.
Well, thank you for reminding me that a year is about to come. And it is remarkable how quickly time flies. But importantly, good things have been happening. Indeed, reflecting on that, I think last year at this time, we would have been in an election mode. Last year, perhaps on this day, was the day in which we were told clearly when the elections would be, that the elections would be held on February 16. And so, in acknowledging that, I want to again thank the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. They had a choice between continuing the same old order, and they made a deliberate and conscious decision to free the country of that order and to ensure that the country could, as it were, exhale again, breathe new life, bring more opportunities for a larger group of persons, and indeed ensure a fair share for all. It will always be with a heart of gratitude that I remember not only the challenges of this time last year, but the fact that through prayer, supplication, through wise counsel, the Team Unity movement prevailed. And it is worthy that we should commemorate and celebrate that success, not on behalf of Team Unity, success on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Success for democracy, because the period leading up to that election was some of the darkest days for the democratic system of St. Kitts and Nevis. We have planned a program of activities, and these activities will start on Saturday the 13th of February with an event organized by Team Unity Women. And this activity will take place, this event, at Audrey's. Audrey's had been critical to our activities while in opposition, and therefore it is with a heart of gratitude and with good memory that we go back there, not only to say thanks, but to rekindle the energy of our people and to show appreciation and acknowledge from whence we came. The Team Unity Women had been an outstanding group of women from all walks and from across the different political parties that had come together in prayer, in doing various activities in support of the victory that eventually came. I met with that group a few days ago, and I want to thank them for their sterling support for Team Unity during our period in opposition and even now in government. I want to thank Kim Menon, Eugene Conda, Elrita Brown. I want to thank Mrs. Keynes. I want to thank Wendy Grant. I want to thank Jennifer Howell and all Cindy Deming, Dr. Thelma Brown, and all the others too numerous to be mentioned on this occasion when we are winding down. But I say to them collectively as a group and as a team, the leadership of Team Unity appreciates very much your sterling support. On Sunday, the 14th of February, we have Unity Service at Mount Carmel Baptist Church. This service will start at 10 a.m. We are inviting people everywhere to come to be part of this historic moment. And throughout today, we hear people say, remember to pray in one way or the other. And it is important, having regard to what is happening and the need to have permanent peace and transformation in the country, that we recognize God answers prayers. And so we will go there to fellowship at Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel has been excellent in its welcome always to Team Unity. Monday the 15th, we are expecting to launch a new program on ZIZ. We have the Working for You program as part of the fulfillment, and we have to speak some time about this, of the mandate of accountability, where we have provided the opportunity every week for the high officials of the government to account to the people. And the Working for You program is not a one-man show. It is not the Prime Minister's program. And that is something of the past, where every week one man paraded himself arrogantly before the people and pretended to be 10 men in one. We have said that we will give every minister of government and every senior official over time an opportunity to speak, but more importantly, to account to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We will introduce a new program, Fresh Start, and this will be launched on Monday the 15th. The details to that will be made available closer to the date, and in any event, I should not expose what will happen then, since it's a new program, and we would want the promoters of that to be the ones to bring it to the public. Tuesday, the 16th, we are intending to have the launch of a government portal. This is an advancement in our agenda for e-government. And we have had some local persons who have worked diligently with the Team Unity administration, again in the context of our willingness to share more information and to keep the public better informed about government policies. We are happy to be able to have the launch of this portal on the occasion of our first anniversary. And then on that very night, Tuesday the 16th, we expect to have a town hall meeting at the Anglican Church Hall in Constituency 2, Victoria Road, Seaton Street. So that's where we will be, town hall. On Wednesday the 17th, and we are expecting to have all the ministers of government there. Those who reside in Nevis and those who reside in St. Kitts will be there. The team then will be there to account. And Wednesday the 17th, one-on-one consultations in each constituency. We will have the leaders make themselves available to their constituency. One-on-one, therefore, is an important exercise in accountability. And we have the usual Working for You program on that day. And what we envisage is that we'll have the three leaders from the three parties. So you'll have myself, as a leader of the PLP, the Honourable Sean Richards as leader of PAM, and the Honourable Vance Amory, as it were, come in to indicate to the people how we collectively as a team, we have been working on behalf of the people. Thursday the 18th, we will have a town hall in Nevis, and it is also expected that all the ministers, those who reside in St. Kitts and those who reside in Nevis, will meet the people in a town hall. The entire team is expected to be there. Friday the 19th, we will have a homegrown concert at the circus in Bastia, and we will bring the best of available talent in St. Kitts and in Nevis to the circus to bring joy and excitement to all who will come to share in this grand concert. On Saturday the 20th, we will have a Unity special breakfast at the terminal. And on Sunday the 21st, this day will be open for the constituency leaders to bond in their own special way with their constituents. So whether it is the constituency will prefer to go to church, to have a luncheon, to have a fun day, to go on the beach, once it involves some element of bonding with the people, that is what we are expecting to happen on that particular day. Basically, in a nutshell, there will be other activities happening, and as we get closer to the advent of these things, more information would be available. For the moment, this is what is being planned. We are going to have a retreat at least with the strategic leadership of Team Unity on or before this week of activities, and that again will provide additional support and guidance as to the way forward. So that basically is the program of activities to mark our first anniversary. And again, in closing, to thank you for the opportunity to come, to extend apologies that the meeting with the High Command had detained me for longer than envisaged, but it shows the priority which I personally, as Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, accords to the safety and security of the state. And in light of the agony that has been occasioned as a result of these homicides, I felt that it was important for me to stay as long as was necessary to ensure that the High Command of the Security Forces understand that the country demands better and that we see soon a significant change in the direction in which the homicides are now trending. It has always been a pleasure to be able to listen to hear from, and to act upon the advice and the counsel of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Throughout my political life, I have always valued the getting together, the ability to talk freely with constituents, to hear from them, and as it were, to let the best of ideas contend. This particular forum certainly has provided me with another opportunity to do that with the country as a whole. And the callers all ask sensible questions. there is no foolish question when it comes to the work of the government. And I am happy that I had this opportunity to speak with these callers and the country by broader extension. And I'm hoping very shortly to come again with another opportunity to speak to the nation and to speak with the people who I am serving. It is a responsibility I take very dear and very serious. So thank you again, Mr.
Well,
Williams.
Prime Minister, we thank you for being our guest today. As you said, you were very busy, but you took the time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in to Working for You. I am your host, Lesroy Williams. Please tune in next week for another edition of Working for You. And remember, there's a rebroadcast tomorrow on Freedom Radio at 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. and on Von Radio from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Good afternoon.
Just aside to correct, I think in thanking the team, I may have oversighted with respect to the Honorable Attorney General. Again, he has been a real mover and shaker in the Team Unity administration and has provided incredible support to me in the discharge of these onerous responsibility. He, of course, is the government's chief legal advisor. And so I just want to thank him. And I should also, by extension, thank the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Franklin Brandt, for his service to date, and the Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Michael Perkins, who have assisted us in ensuring the work of the Parliament goes on, and those programs that required legislative action, that those can be pursued. So again, to all who have been part and all who will be a part as we move into the future, I say thanks in advance.
Working for You. A weekly talk radio program which highlights developments of national interest and the activities of your St. Kitts Nevis government. Join host Lesroy Williams as he presents news, views, reports, and interviews about everything regarding the activities of the Team Unity government and the building of our communities and the development of St. Kitts Nevis. Tune in and call in to interact with your government and share your views regarding the upward forward development of your community and our beautiful Twin Island Federation. Working for You is weekly, every Wednesday live from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on ZIZ Radio, Win FM, and Sugar City FM with rebroadcast on participating stations. Working for You.